Hello and welcome to another Necromundown, continuing our tactics tier list coverage with Cawdor,
Cawdor.
everybody's favorite Bernie boys.
Yeah, the Bernie boys.
Hashtag Bernie boys. So, just a reminder of how the tier lists work. We rank them against all the other tactics you can take. So they're kind of ranked against internally and then also with the mind of the generics.
Yeah.
But we're not ranking them, for example, I'm not going to rank something here F because the Vansar tactics are better.
Right, because you can't take that one.
It doesn't matter. Cawdor can't take the Vansar tactics. However, it is against the generic tactics, which we kind of keep in our heads because they're very, generally.
Yeah.
As shown by the Venators video where it's like, we still,
Cool.
Are you ready to dive right in?
Yeah.
All right. Blessed Visions.
Blessed Visions play at the start of the game after both sides have deployed. For the duration of the game, the gang's fighters can use their normal ballistic skill when making blind fire ranged attacks or ranged attacks through ductways.
Okay, so blind fire is when you are pinned, right?
Yes, so you can still...
And you can like...
shoot while you're pinned at a -2.
Right. That's very niche.
It's very niche, but I like that it's the whole game.
And ductways is also, I think, is a -2.
And that's mostly in Zone Mortalis.
Yeah. I think this just goes in the middle of C.
I mean, it's good for what it's useful for. Probably C.
Like, here's the thing. Personally, this is never making it into my deck.
That's fair.
Because with Cawdor especially, you get to use your ballistic skill. You're 4 up on your champs.
You're 4 up on your champions. You're 5 up on everybody else.
Right. That's why I don't actually like this.
Yeah, that's
because,
fair. Because you have to realize the stat lines of Cawdor.
Right. I mean, and like using a 4 is better than using a 6. I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've blind fired.
I don't think I could because I can't count to 0 on one hand.
I've done it.
Yeah.
But almost always with like Vansar, who are like hitting on a 2.
Yeah, that's true.
And you hit on a 4 with a -2. I guess this, but like most Cawdor, if I'm shooting, it's with a heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
Or with a template.
Which the template doesn't care about ballistic skill.
Right.
That's fair.
So I personally think this goes into D. What do you think?
I think because it is a potential, I think it's low C.
Okay.
It's low C.
I just never see myself
C
taking this ever.
For Cawdor.
Everything is C.
Everything is C for Cawdor. Dead Men Walking. Play at the start of any end phase. If your gang is required to make a bottle test during this end phase, it will automatically pass.
So, with Cawdor, you will make bottle checks.
You will make bottle checks. So there's 2 sides to Cawdor because you're gonna have a lot of models on the board.
Yes.
But also they die to a stiff breeze.
Right.
So you're probably gonna make bottle checks.
Yes.
A once per game auto pass.
And the thing about Cawdor is like sometimes with certain missions, due to the way the people are set up or the crew selection is set up, you won't get all your guys.
That's true.
And when that happens, you're going to be making bottle checks. So it's an automatic bottle check pass. You get to play it at the start of any end phase when you already know whether you're going to be making that bottle check or not.
True.
I think we've ranked other bottle check passes depending on the faction. I don't. What do you think?
I think this might be A.
Ooh, I was going to say B.
Yeah.
Because it is.
It's okay. So it is a consolation prize.
It is.
So I think you might be right. It might be B.
But, and Cawdor is so weird because it's not like Vansar where it's like, especially early game Vansar, you're going to be checking bottle checks because the way bottle checks in Necromunda work, it's you roll a d6 against the number of people you have.
So if you start with 7 guys compared to 12, like you're going to bottle way faster.
The only reason, ironically, Cawdor having access to tons of dudes most of the time is what lowers this estimation.
Yeah.
Lowers this in my estimation, sorry.
It's good when you need it, but you're less likely to need it.
High B, I think, for me.
Okay.
Divine Motivation. Play at the start of the game after both sides have been deployed. For the duration of the battle, the gang's leader adds 2 to the dice roll for any cool checks they are required to take.
Okay.
If the leader is taken out of action, all friendly fighters must make an immediate cool check or become broken.
So your leader has +2 cool for the game.
And cool is break checks, basically.
Yeah, cool is break checks. Cool is priority target.
Which, again, as Cawdor.
I mean, your leader does have a better ballistic skill than most.
Yes, but he doesn't have great weapon selection.
No.
But he's a leader, so you can give him anything from the trade post.
Yeah, you can give him trade post. You can give him a las cannon if you want.
That second half hurts.
Yeah, definitely and again, Cawdor's gonna die to a stiff breeze. They have absolutely nothing to keep them from dying other than other tactics or whatever. So, yeah, that makes it
I think this goes right there with Dead Man Walking because it's more mitigation of... It's exactly the same thing. It's mitigation of a problem that you may or may not have. It does have that really bad downside, though, which means I think it goes below Dead Man Walking.
Okay, I believe that.
It'll probably be low B.
Okay. Effigy of the Damned. Can we say that on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Play at the start of any turn. Choose a terrain feature at least 6 inches in diameter or a board tile. That's interesting because board tiles are 12 inches.
Right.
For the duration of this turn, any models entering or beginning their turns in the affected area must roll to see if they catch fire. Just as if they had been hit with a weapon with the blaze train.
So, it's a 4-up roll.
It's a 4-up roll.
Without them having hazmat suits or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. In our Zector Mechanicus or our Ash Waste game, how often do we use terrain that's 6 inches in diameter?
It's at least 6 inches.
The Prometheum, or the forge things. I don't know what they're called. The big terrain circle things that make up a lot of Zector Mechanicus. Those are not 6 inches in diameter.
If they are, they're only just
right. So I think personally, as arbitrator, what I would do is say you pick a terrain piece, any terrain piece, and then 6 inches around that terrain piece.
That makes sense. Especially since
as long as it's like a big terrain piece.
Yeah.
Because rules as written, this is useless in Zector Mechanicus and Ash Waste because like unless you're counting like if you have the Ash Waste thing where you have a bunch of like walkways set up,
things coming out of it. Yeah.
Is that all one terrain piece? In which case this is S.
This one's a little iffy. So I could see it being if it's 6 inches or more, it's just within it.
Yes.
If it's less than 6 inches, it's 6 inches around it.
Maybe as long as it's still
Something
a
like
big
that.
terrain piece.
Yeah.
In Zector Mechanicus, this is S.
Oh yeah, Zone Mortalis.
In Zone Mortalis, this is S.
Yeah, there is no way this is.
Welcome to my tile of fire.
All right, well you need to go there to score, or oh dang, it's turn 1 and you only have one zone to go in. Guess you're not. I guess you're on fire then.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah.
You could play this on turn 1.
Yeah, doesn't say can't. Start of any turn.
So here's the thing. It's like
again, S, all the way down to like I would say D in Ash Waste. This one's a real big variety.
Yeah, so I guess like, and then that would technically mean it would go into C. But if we're reading this as it is intended,
yes,
I think this goes into a solid A.
Yeah,
low A.
Fire is one of the best crowd controls in the game.
It's one of the best deterrents.
It's one of the best deterrents in the game. It's only a 50-50.
Yeah, but 50-50 ain't great odds if you're up against it. That's the thing about 50-50, right?
Yeah. It's a 50-50, but then if they are caught on fire, they could just run around the whole game and do nothing.
It ruins their entire life, right?
Yep.
So that's why I think this goes into A.
Yeah, I agree.
With the understanding that in Zone Mortalis, this is S. S, 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 S.
And in Ash Waste, where the terrain is like really far apart, this could be like awful depending on what your arbitrator says.
Yes.
Because if your arbitrator agrees with us where it should be kind of like edited.
In Ash Wastes, terrain is all the more valuable.
True, but it's also less likely.
It is, but the terrain that is there is all the more valuable. How many times have we played Ash Waste where we end up fighting around like a single piece because that's where the objective is?
That's true.
Or that's the only good darn spot to not get run over by the Ridge Hauler?
Yeah,
that's why I think it goes into A.
Yeah. Not kidding. The one thing the Ridge Hauler can't knock over, so you just stand right next to it. yeah, A I think is a good idea.
Faith Through Fear. Play this card when a fighter fails a cool check, which is going to happen because Cawdor do not have good cool.
Their mental stats are pretty bad across the board.
Yes, they're not quite Hive Scum bad, except on their juvies, but everybody's juvies are Hive Scum bad, so it doesn't count. Instead of suffering the normal effects of failing a cool check, the fighter immediately charges the nearest enemy model. If there are no enemy models in range, they become pinned. So first off, that's already kind of good.
Yes, I agree.
You can also cheese this.
Yeah.
Let's say that you're in charge range, but you've used an action to stand up.
Oh.
You could then go, I'm going to use my pistol to, I'm going to shoot the guy that's in the back. I better make a cool check. I guess I failed my cool check.
So
I guess I'm going to charge.
I didn't even think about that.
That is cheesy.
It is cheesy.
And I could totally understand why an arbitrator would go, that's not the intent of this. Because this really should say, like, fails a nerve test.
Yes.
Not a cool check.
That is
this
true.
should say nerve test.
It should be like break test, nerve test, or bottle. Like bottling. Like something to flee instead of, again, Faith Through Fear. instead of like trying to shoot the guy in the back and you're like, oh, I can't shoot you, and charges.
And even if none of that is true,
Yeah.
if you fail, you can use this, and all you do is get pinned.
Yeah.
Because of that, so if you're playing the cheesy way, which is still pretty niche,
yeah,
I think this goes into either high C or low B.
I think it's low B.
Okay,
because it is very good.
Right. Oh, here's my champion who failed a bottle check. Worst case, I get to charge you.
Instead of leaving the board.
Right. Best case, worst case, I get pinned.
Yep.
Best case, charge.
Again, we've talked about this before. It is a consolation prize.
Yes.
You've already failed something, and that sucks, but it's mitigating the failed thing.
But that's a consolation prize that you're going to need as Cawdor. You're going to run into this problem.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Cawdor has a lot of tools to mitigate failed bottle checks and cool checks.
Yeah, failed stuff.
More than anyone else that's built into their gang.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, well, you suck. Here's all the ways to mitigate you sucking as long as you have the resources for it.
True.
Either your faith points or this.
Yep.
It's when you run out of resources for it, then they just go to suck.
Mm-hmm.
That was Faith Through Fear. This is Faith Through Fire. Play at the start of any round. For the duration of this round, friendly models with a blaze marker on them may move and take actions as normal, though they still take damage as normal. In addition, all their melee attacks gain the blaze trait. So with Cawdor, you're the one who causes fire.
Yes.
You are the one who knocks.
Yes.
Not the one who gets fired. That being said, other people can use fire just as much as you.
Yep.
And you don't really have any resistance to it.
Nope.
There's not like built-in fire resistance on Cawdor.
You could do a very flavorful like redemptionist thing and like light yourself on fire.
You could. I
I
don't know what that would get you.
This tactic card?
I mean, yeah, but this just lets you behave as if you weren't on fire.
And your weapons gain the blaze trait.
And that's what I was going to say. This second thing helps a little bit because meleeing someone with blaze is actually really good.
Yes. Very good.
And in fact, I think you could ignore this first half of this entire thing.
Yeah.
And have only the second half of that, and I think this would go into B.
Okay.
And then the first half is just a nice consolation prize.
Sure.
So, you think B?
Yeah, B.
I think it's better than Divine Motivation, which I think is actually going to go after Faith Through Fear. But
Fair.
I think this is better than Faith Through Fear.
Okay. Yeah. For the Lost! Exclamation point.
Who are the Lost?
I've seen that show.
Unfortunately.
Play at the start of any round. For every friendly model that has been taken out of action in the battle so far, one chosen champion or leader adds +1 to their strength and attacks characteristic to a maximum of +3. They last until the end of the round. So +1 to strength and attack for everything that's been taken out so far until the end of the round.
Now, the fact it's only the end of the round, okay. But you can make your big play when you need to make your big play.
Mm-hmm.
As Cawdor, you can engineer this.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And what do you think? Do you think this goes into A? If it was only strength, I would say no. But the fact it's also plus attacks, because attacks are worth their weight in gold.
Yes, they are.
And you have some scary melee.
You do have scary melee. It only goes on champions and leaders, but those are going to be your workhorses
That's
anyway.
who you care about anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that is really good. It might be A.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think it's just a little bit behind Effigy of the Damned because you do have to have people die. But in Cawdor, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, just
you're going to lose guys.
Guaranteedly. And this means that late game, when you've lost a bunch of guys, you're going to add probably +3 strength and +3 attacks to somebody who's already probably pretty scary.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're mulching corpse grinders.
You have like, you have like a, what's the 2-inch melee?
I don't know. It's kind of like the Eviscerator, but like.
Yeah, it's like that. But imagine that with +5 to your strength and 5 attacks plus charge.
Yeah, you're going to kill.
Yeah, you're going to kill whatever you charge.
Yeah, you're like suddenly a Ridge Hauler is no longer.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
God, +5 strength.
Right? Yeah, like suddenly you are gonna have the capability to murder a Ridge Hauler in combat.
That's crazy.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, I really like that one. That is very good. Again, consolation prize, but this is a faction where that means a lot less because you're going to need consoling.
Yeah. Next is Let It Burn! Exclamation point. Play at the start of any round. For the duration of the round, all ranged weapons used by friendly models gain the Blaze trait. Just go ahead and put that.
Is that S or A?
I think it's S. Every ranged weapon in your army gains Blaze.
The only downside.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't think it's S.
Okay.
Your guys suck at ranged. Unless they're using the things that are template weapons that already have Blaze.
Not all of them.
That's true. That's true.
The shotgun pike does not.
Oh, you know what? And that's actually your bread and butter is the shotgun pike, isn't
Yeah.
it? And that does not have.
Let me double check that doesn't have Blaze.
Okay.
Correct. It does not have wait. So there's the grape shot, which has scatter shot and template. And then there's the purgation shot, which I believe is only that one does have blaze. And it's strength 3. So there is a blaze option. It does have scarce though.
Right.
So yeah, you're kind of right. Although
I still think it's very good because
it's really good, and you're going to have more shots than other people because you have so many bodies.
Right.
I think
and you can't just put auto guns and las guns on people and just like go to town.
You might be right that it's A.
I think it's high A.
It's really good.
I just think you're a lot of your stuff is gonna have blaze already.
True. Your good stuff has blaze already. So I guess if you're like not leaning into that,
that is true. It's like you might
this gets better. But being able to run up with like 5 guys with, shotguns.
And by default, the blunderbuss polearm does not have blades. You have to buy that, and it is scarce.
Yeah, so it is a scarce weapon. It is one of the options, and it's
but it costs more.
Yeah,
and if you're trying to save money on juvies and gangers, then they don't have that. This benefits them.
True.
Like it's borderline.
It's really good.
No prisoners! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
I got like 4 exclamation points in a row.
Only
3.
3.
Play at the start of
Don't worry, there's another one later.
Play at the start of any end phase. For the duration of the end phase, seriously injured enemy models making a recovery test must roll 2 injury dice and pick the worst result. Kick them when they're down.
All seriously injured models.
Yes, this is... You could really ruin someone's day. You got a bunch of people downed. I think this goes into A as well.
Yeah, that is really good. Even if it's only like 2 guys, just like...
Yeah,
taking out 2 important guys,
or one important guy.
Yeah, like their leader gets knocked down, or their champion or something like that, and you're like, roll twice, baby.
Yeah.
And hang on, something was brought up. Seriously injured models take a recovery test. It does say pick the worst result. What? Okay, I know this is. We obviously know what constitutes the worst result.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, so
because there was one someone mentioned in one of our other videos, because there was one that said you pick the result.
Yes.
So even if they're like, they have someone supporting them and a med pack or whatever, you still get to pick the one that's best for you. Obviously, death is bad.
Yes. But what you're asking is seriously injured worse than a flesh wound?
Basically.
Yes, because it keeps them on the ground more likely to die.
So, yes, some people would probably argue that.
Yeah.
But I
if anyone who argues rolling a flesh wound is worse than seriously injured, that's nonsense. I'm sorry.
That's true.
That's full nonsense. Yeah. No, rolling a flesh wound allows you to get back up.
Yeah.
And rolling seriously injured keeps you on the ground not playing.
And you still bleed.
End of story. And you still get a flesh wound.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Like, literally...
I was preempting the comment, which I don't think we need
Before they added rolling a seriously injured gives you a flesh wound, you could have well actually did.
Yeah.
But now that rolling seriously injured has the same effect as rolling a flesh wound, but you also stay down, you cannot argue that rolling a flesh wound is worse.
Fair enough. Okay. Next up is redemption. Play when a friendly fighter is taken out of action. Center a 3-inch blast marker on the fighter that has just been taken out of action. All models under the marker count as being hit by a frag grenade.
Frag grenades aren't bad, and you will lose people.
Yep, you're going to lose people. So the question is, are you going to lose people in melee?
That is the hard part, because people will want to kill you.
Against Vansar, like, this is very, very rarely going to come up where you want to hit him with a strength 3.
Right.
It could be good, but it's kind of meh.
Where do you think it goes?
I think probably C.
High C, maybe?
Sure. Because it is good. You're going to lose guys. But, like, even when it does happen, it's kind of, like, fine. It's like,
frag grenades aren't super amazing.
Yeah.
Righteous Day. Play at the start of any round. For the duration of the round, all successful wound rolls made against friendly fighters must be re-rolled. However, friendly fighters not engaged in melee must charge the nearest enemy model if possible, or use their entire activation to move as close to the enemy as possible. Okay, so that first part is amazingly good.
Yeah, the first part is ridiculous.
The second part really locks you into doing something, and it's only 1 round.
It locks you into doing something you were potentially going to do anyway?
The problem is potentially.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times maybe your guys don't want to.
They want to stay back on an objective, or, go grab the loot casket, or shoot something that's a juicy target.
Somewhat weirdly, I think this is actually going to be very good early in the game when you actually might just be making a bunch of double moves anyway.
That's true.
That being said, it does say you have to get as close as possible, which means you don't get to worry about cover.
Yep.
Which can really leave your butt out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
For that reason, I think this goes into C.
Okay.
or low B, because that first part's really strong.
Yeah, I think a low B.
Okay.
Rerolling successful wounds is
Yes.
crazy.
That's really strong. And there's ways you could use this to like save people at the cost of everything else. Stirring Oration. Play at the start of any round. Choose one friendly leader or champion model for the duration of the round. The leading by example rule, which is the bubble,
Yeah, auto pass here.
applies as long as the fighter can draw line of sight to the chosen model. For this round, the chosen leader or champion cannot benefit from the effects of cover. So basically, it extends your bubble to infinite as long as you can see them.
But you can't have cover.
Correct. So that bubble only really works, or the bubble only really matters if you fail a bottle check.
Yep.
And
you have guys that need to pass a bottle check that aren't within 12 inches of a leader or 6 inches of a champion.
Right. So this is good in Ash Wastes.
It's good in Ash Waste.
Where there's not a lot of cover.
So I think this would be a good tactics card if it didn't have the remove cover. Like, it would be fine. It would not be S. It would be fine. With the downside of cover, I think this is, like, kind of bad.
Maybe. Again, it depends a lot on what you're fighting.
True.
If you're in the Ash Waste where you can see everybody, and you don't have cover, you are going to immediately get killed by that Ridge Hauler.
Yep.
Like, you're just going to get last cannon off the board. But, yeah, I have a hard time with this one because that's a very good effect with a really significant downside, but it is another consolation price. I think it's definitely worse than the other bottle control methods.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this goes into C or D.
Because you choose a leader or champion and for the duration of the round, so you have a chance to just fail it anyway.
Right, that is true.
Like, you could go, my leader with his 5 up, I roll double ones.
That is true. In which case you were already screwed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. C or D for me. What do you think?
I think D. Okay. I don't like this one at all.
All right.
Again, if it didn't have the downside, I would still say it was just fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah. Anyway.
Am I ever going to take this? The answer is no.
No. The answer is no. Am I ever going to take this one? The answer is yes. Apostates. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step in the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Your gang may immediately recruit up to 3 Cawdor bone pickers. These fighters are recruited for free but will leave the gang at the end of the battle. Each fighter is equipped with a fighting knife and either a reclaimed auto pistol or a cleaver, controlling player's choice. These fighters are not counted toward your maximum crew size. They are taken in addition to your starting crew. If, during the end phase of any round, a Cawdor bone picker recruited as a part of this tactic is not within 6 inches... Put it where it's supposed to be. Not within 6 inches of a friendly Cawdor champion or leader, it goes out of action. If you do not have the models, you may select another target. 3 free guys, especially in Cawdor,
matters a lot.
That is huge.
That's like the only time that we've seen this tactic in a lot of gangs.
Yes.
The fact that Cawdor has a thing where they can't leave within 6 inches feels unnecessarily mean.
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't, Van Sar has a tactic like this. Why don't they have to deal with the 6-inch thing?
Yeah,
it's still S tier, though.
It's still S tier.
I am always going to take this in my deck. Always.
Exactly. 3 free guys. You can kind of customize if you want a pistol or not.
They're not very good, but...
Bone pickers are bad, but that's not the point. The point is they're there to eat bullets for your champions and leaders.
Yes.
Clog up your opponents, potentially score objectives, maybe deal a little damage before they die.
Yep.
These guys are great.
And when they do die, you have things that can benefit from that.
Exactly.
So, yes, S tier.
Divine Avatar. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step in the pre-battle sequence before fighters have been deployed. Choose a friendly House Cawdor champion or leader. Until the end of the battle, that fighter gains the Terrifying special rule.
Which is can't be charged.
Terrifying. Enemy model wishes to make a fight or shoot action against this fighter. They must make a willpower check. If the check has failed, they cannot perform the action and their action immediately ends. That says action immediately ends? I think that means activation immediately ends.
Should be, yeah.
If at any point the chosen fighter is seriously injured, this gang tactic has no effect for the remainder of the battle. So basically, they have fearsome.
Yes.
Until they go down.
Not fearsome, terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yes. Because fearsome is the one where you can't be charged.
Yeah, fearsome is the
Yeah, they have terrifying, and that is very good. It depends a lot on your opponent's willpower.
Yeah. This is going to be better into Ogren and Goliath, and going to be worse into Van Sar and like Escher, I think, has really good willpower.
Yeah, I'm basically always going to take this. So does it go in S or does it only go A? Because it is.
I think because it is mildly deterministic on what you're facing, it's probably just A.
Okay.
It is really good though.
Divine Guidance. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly House Cawdor fighter. Until the end of the fighter's activation, this fighter may reroll dice rolls of a natural 1. Doesn't say for what. Just for
all
everything.
dice rolls of a natural 1 to everything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
S.
Yeah. Because you can do that on your charges, your fighting, your shooting, your wound rolls, your whatever.
Cool checks.
Anything. That is insane. It is always good. Always put it in your deck. It's always useful. Faithful and Resolved. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. The fighter may immediately perform a universal Article of Faith. No faith dice are rolled and the threshold test is automatically passed. That's really good. So Articles of Faith are your specialty ability that you get. You roll dice for every model that you have, every 5 up you keep. And you can use them to basically cast miracles. This casts a miracle for free, spending no dice, automatically passing. This is really good.
And the universals are pretty good.
Yes, universals are pretty good. I would say this is A, if not S.
Yeah, like it's kind of S because you're always going to take it.
Yeah.
Some of those miracles are game changing. So
yeah, they're very strong.
Yeah. Faithful Masses. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after roll for priority before ready fighters. Until the end of the round, faith dice are added to the crew's faith dice pool on a roll of 4 up rather than the usual 5 or 6.
This would be pretty good early on just to add the extra dice to your pool.
Yes.
So you can't have more dice in your pool than you have Cawdor models on the board.
Right.
So you don't want to like do this too late and just kind of waste some dice. But rather than getting a third of the models, you get half of them, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm biased. I would also say this is an always take.
So yeah, I think this is pretty much almost an auto take because it is kind of your bread and butter. Is
Yeah,
the faith, acts of faith.
It takes your really cool thing and just like makes it better for a turn, which is I would just say is an S.
All right. I'm gonna put it in A because I think the effect is not as good.
Yeah, that's true. The effect is minimal. It's only for one turn. It could literally like you don't roll any 4s,
right,
and then it just doesn't do anything. But it is very good.
Fire and Zeal plays gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. Until the start of their next activation, this fighter becomes subject to the insane condition. In addition, the fighter immediately makes a free shoot basic action with an incendiary charge. This attack is made even if the fighter is not equipped with incendiary charges. The blast marker must be centered on the fighter and does not scatter. Okay, so make a guy insane and then also make him explode. So
make him explode.
The point here is that he's like in melee and he's surrounded by people. And incendiary charges are good. They're 5-inch.
Yeah, they're
blast.
5-inch blast. I think they're good strength.
Yes, they're good strength, and of course they're blaze. But it does give a guy insane, which doesn't go away after this is the problem.
No, yeah, even if they survive the blast, it does not go away. So I'm betting the reason that you do this is you run some like 20-point mook up.
Yes.
And then if he survives is the problem.
Yeah.
You can't do this at any point in your activation. It's until the start. Yeah. So you have to do it immediately when you activate them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has to be where they start. You can't like run in and then do this.
Right.
So it has to be where they already are. So I think this is kind of bad.
I will correct myself. The insane condition does go away at the beginning of their next activation.
Oh, yeah, good point.
However, that is if they don't light themselves on fire. Because you do have to center the blast marker on them.
Die.
Yes. I mean, this is really funny, but I'm never going to take it.
It's really funny.
I think it goes D.
Yeah, I think D as well.
Like, there are use cases for this. But the downside is pretty severe.
The downside is severe. The like potential upside is really, really high.
Yeah.
The realistic upside is you might explode one model and then die.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, in theory, this is great.
Yeah.
In the reality of the game, I cannot think of a lot of times this would have actually been handy.
Yep, I agree. Followers of the Path. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end of this round, you may apply a +1 modifier to any threshold test made when attempting to perform an Article of Faith. So in general, threshold tests are between like 4 and 7, maybe 8 or 9 for the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting a +1 like seems really good. It's like tips your chances a little bit, but
yeah.
Again, you could roll double ones and just fail.
And the point is that you have to roll a number of dice.
You have to pick a number of dice.
And you're kind of gambling, like, can I hit that threshold with this number of dice?
Yes.
And it's a +1 to the entire test, not to each dice.
Yeah.
I think this goes into C.
Yeah, it is moderately useful. It's not an auto take. I would probably, like, I would take this over some of the generic ones.
But there are times when I would take it.
This is one of my favorites. Keeper of the Sacred Vermin.
I was going to say, yeah.
Anyway, play this gang tactic when a friendly House Cawdor fighter deploys a bomb delivery rat. This fighter automatically passes their intelligence check and may choose the direction in which the rat moves.
So one of the problems with bomb delivery rats is that you have to pass an intelligence check.
Yeah.
And Cawdor aren't good at that.
Nope. So yeah, you have to pass an intelligence check in order to make the rat go where you want. And sometimes you fail and it moves towards you.
I still think this only goes into C.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's that great because bomb delivery rats are fun, but not that great.
Yeah, they're fun, not great.
They're expensive, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have to keep rebuying them.
No.
No, okay.
They are not consumable or whatever, limited. But they are expensive.
Yeah.
And if they get shot, they just explode immediately.
Right.
So your opponent kind of can see it coming.
Yeah. So,
it's fun, but not great.
I still think it only goes into C. Light of the Emperor. Play when activating a friendly fighter. Place a divine brazier within 1 inch of the fighter, ensuring that its base is not overlapping any obstacle or another fighter's base. This fighter's activation then ends.
If I remember right, the divine brazier is actually pretty good.
Right.
If the pitch black rules are being used, all fighters within 3 inches of the divine brazier is counted as being revealed. A simple action. As a simple action, any fighter may dip a weapon with the melee or versatile trait in the brazier, giving the weapon blaze until the end phase of the following round. Never mind, not the thing I was thinking of. This one's bad.
Yeah. It's not great, but you can, set your weapons on fire. And you could use that to put something down and then set your weapon on fire.
True.
I think it's C or D.
I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to get a thing for free.
Yeah. C.
Yeah, probably C. A preacher among us. Among us?
Sus.
Showing our age. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Choose a friendly House Cawdor fighter that is not a champion or leader. Until the end of this battle, that fighter gains the group activation 1 special rule.
That's kind of the definition of C to me.
It's like...
there are use cases for this.
Yeah, there are use cases. It's fine if you have, a pair of guys that want to kind of, charge in together or something like that. I'm not a huge group activation fan.
Although Cawdor can make better use of it than a lot of other people because they're not going to run out of guys.
True.
I still think this is just kind of C.
High-ish C.
Purification through blood. Plays gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Choose a friendly House Cawdor champion or leader. Until the end of this round, friendly fighters that are within 6 inches of this fighter and can draw a line of sight to them improve both their weapon skill and attacks characteristic by 1. Remember, you are within 6 inches of yourself.
Yes.
And that's what makes this very good.
Even if this is just, I get +1 weapon skill and attack, that's really good.
Is it A or is it S?
I think A, because I could see a world where you're mostly ranged and you don't really need this, even on your leaders and champions.
Yeah.
And +1 attack is not near as good as +3, which is what you get from the...
Sure, yeah.
It is still really good.
Purity through fire. That's just the gang.
Yeah.
Play this gang tactic when a friendly House Cawdor fighter makes a shoot basic or fight basic action using a weapon that has the blaze trait. Until the end of the fighter's activation, hit targets become subject to the blaze condition on a 2-up rather than a 4-up. S.
Woo!
Maybe low S, because you do have to...
You do have to have somebody basically able to get there with a flame weapon.
But your Cawdor, the odds that you would play a match without that happening is pretty low.
And on a 2-up.
Yeah, that basically means you're on fire.
Yeah, if you can, get 2 guys in a template, two or more guys, this is so good. Just that half of the board is gone for a little while. Reformation.
Martin Luther.
Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end of the round, friendly House Cawdor fighters may perform Articles of Faith from a path their gang does not follow. If, however, your gang follows no particular path, discard this tactic and draw another. Which is very funny because, again, rules as written, you draw from every available card, so that makes sense, but if you build a deck, you're just not going to put this in your deck if you don't follow a particular path. Anyway, this one's really good. Generally, you pick a path that has 6 or 7 different Articles of Faith that you can use. Being able to pick a different one can be very strong. It really depends on what you want to do with your gang. It might lead to some analysis paralysis of like, well, now I have 30 other choices I can
don't
make.
be that guy who like plays his card and then looks at the entire book to find the right one. Have a plan in mind.
Know what you want to do. Have a couple chosen for some stuff and then call it good.
Where do you think it goes?
I would say probably B. I would take this more often than not, but you kind of have to have a reason to take it.
Okay.
Next up is Rise Anew. Play this gang tactic when activating a seriously injured friendly fighter. The fighter receives a single wound and is no longer seriously injured. Instead, the fighter becomes standing and active. This fighter's activation then ends.
So only works on champions or leaders with more than one wound.
Yes. Well, I mean, you would still have to roll for it if not. Because, like, if you only have one wound left. Generally, because you're already seriously injured, you're out of wounds anyway.
Right.
So you're going to take an injury roll.
Oh, sorry. It says regains a single wound. Never mind. Forget what I said. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Sorry, I think I also read that wrong. I thought it was take a wound. Did I read that wrong?
You said take.
Okay.
And that's why I was confused.
Regains a single wound.
Okay.
So no, like, even if something is out of... So something that's seriously injured?
Yeah. So this makes sense.
This is good.
This is trading your activation to get back up immediately.
Yes.
When you're not confident that... Well, A, you're not confident you're going to get back up at the end of the round.
Sure.
Which if you're out in the middle of nowhere. Or if you're in combat with somebody, or if you just need to get up... It does eat your entire activation.
It does.
So hopefully you're not just going to stand right back up in the middle of like a firefight.
And then get shot again.
Right. But I think this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But not like amazingly good.
Yeah.
But low A maybe?
Yeah, I think low A.
Shielded by Faith. Play this gang tactic when a friendly House Cawdor fighter is hit by a blast weapon. Roll a d6. On a 2-up, that hit has no effect against the chosen fighter. On a 1, they are affected as normal, but this gang tactic is not discarded.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
That second part actually makes this pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're playing against people who have blast weapons, this is pretty fantastic.
Which I think a lot of gangs generally do.
Yeah.
Grenade launchers are everywhere. And this might even deter people from using, like, because you reveal it.
Yeah.
And it's not discarded, so they know you have it.
Right.
I think that's really good.
I think it goes in like, I mean, it is kind of niche because it only works against blast weapons.
Yeah. I would say high B, low A.
Yeah, I can see that.
Next is the Emperor Protects. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after the roll for priority but before ready fighters. Until the end of the round, friendly Cawdor fighters have a 5-up save that cannot be modified in any way. However, if a fighter attempts to use this save but the roll has failed, any injury dice that are subsequently rolled treat rolls of seriously injured as out of action. Oof-ta. A Cawdor fighter, a House Cawdor fighter can choose not to make this save if they wish. So basically, you get a 5-up invuln.
It's not worth it.
But if you fail it, you have a really good chance.
Which you have a 2/3 chance to do.
If it was like a 3-up save that couldn't be modified.
Remember, there's every dice is 3 flesh wounds, 2 seriously injured, 1 out of action, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because flesh wound is a higher chance.
Yeah.
So it's 3 flesh wounds, 2 seriously injured. So this suddenly, changes you to immediately go 50-50 out of action. I don't like this. The math does not math.
The only reason... So it gives it to literally everybody on your board for the whole round.
And you can choose not to use it.
You can choose not to use it. So if your normal save is better, you can choose not to use it.
Yes.
So this could be useful on just a bunch of bone pickers that are probably gonna die anyway.
Or against somebody with a melt-a-gun that is gonna completely obliterate your save and then obliterate you.
Yeah.
I still don't love it.
I don't love it either.
I think it goes into C.
Sure.
The Price of Avarice. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end of this round, any enemy fighters that are within 4 inches of a friendly Cawdor fighter must reroll successful ammo checks to see if their weapon goes out of ammo. They do not have to reroll ammo checks made as part of the reload action. This is so incredibly niche. I mean, the joke is that they're stealing ammo from them.
Yeah, I guess.
Like they're pickpocketing ammo from them. But, I guess. But this is...
They have to be within 4 inches of you, shoot you, roll an ammo check.
Right.
And then this matters.
Yeah, this is so... I am never taking this.
Yeah. I think we have our first S.
Yeah.
Or F.
Unyielding Zeal. Plays gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end of this round, every friendly House Cawdor fighter currently on the battlefield gains a +2 modifier to any cool checks they're required to make.
So this is like the other one that gave your leader +2, but it's for the game.
So it's flat. Downside. So this is flat better.
But no, this is because this is only for the round.
Yeah.
Now I agree with you that this is better.
Granted, the cool check only matters if you've already bottled,
It's
or if you have to shoot people who can't.
bottled, priority test, and checks to flee, checks to be broken.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the priority phase, so you have to like already know that you're gonna roll it.
You would use this after
You would
bottle.
do this after you bottle.
Yeah.
Like, other than that,
I think it goes into C because that's going to happen, probably.
it's gonna happen. +2 cool is very good, especially when your stats are pretty bad. It's fine. Call the Faithful. Play this card after both sides have deployed. You may add an additional D3 fighters to your crew, potentially exceeding the normal crew size for the scenario. These fighters must be chosen randomly from any fighter that was not already in your crew.
Yes.
Yep. Imagine getting this with apostates and you get D3 +3 free models.
The only time this isn't good is if you are always already bringing your entire crew.
Yep.
Which does happen.
It does, and it doesn't say that you can put it back if that's the case. So technically it would just be a wasted card, but this card's insane.
Yeah.
And it's from the guys you already have, so it couldn't be your champions and stuff.
Right. Ooh, great way to get back guys you didn't get to bring.
Yep.
You probably want to stack your gang with more guys if you have this card.
I had 18 models when I played Cawdor. Like, first of all, they were always getting injured and have to recover. And second of all, like, yeah, to get free guys all the time.
Unwashed Horde. Hey, Warhammer players.
Right.
Play this gang tactic at the start of the first round of the battle before priorities rolled. Your gang will be immediately deployed D3 Cawdor Juvie fighters. These fighters are recruited for free, but will leave the gang at the end of the battle, blah, blah, blah. They get a reclaimed auto pistol and a fighting knife. They have to be placed within 1 inch of a vent and at least 1 inch from any other fighter. If you do not have these models, you can reroll, select the card.
So vents.
Yes.
So this one was made for Zone Mortalis.
Yes.
That being said, it is basically apostates, but D3.
Yes.
And they don't have to be within 6 inches of a champion or leader.
In the vein of In Zone Mortalis, this is S.
Yes. Otherwise, you would kind of have to work with your opponent to have some amount of vents on the board for this.
Given everything else that Cawdor has, you probably just wouldn't get to take this in Mechanicus
I agree.
or Ash Wastes.
Because, dear God, that's a whole lot of free dudes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what they do. Their whole thing is a bunch of crappy dudes on the board that all, like, buff each other up and do miracles.
Right.
So, yeah. As the arbitrator, I would say you could probably calm down on that. You don't need to do all that.
Yeah, I mean, this is for Ash. It's fine. Every gang has his own Mortalis tactic. This is yours.
This is yours, and it's good.
And that's Cawdor.
They're very
pretty darn
strong.
good. which makes sense because their actual guys aren't.
That's true.
This is not like Van Sar where it didn't make sense why they had the best tactics when their guys already had the best stats.
Right. All of their guys and weapons are kind of bad because they live in a trash heap and find all their stuff in a trash heap. So their tactics being good kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I said this before we started. I think Cawdor is actually my favorite faction. Thinking about how they play and the stuff that you can do with them, I like them a lot. So I'm glad that they're really good.
All right. Well, that's it for today's tier list. Let us know below what you think of it. If you disagree with our assessments, feel free to add your own. Or you can find this tier list somewhere on
the internet.
Tier Maker. It's just Necromunda Gang Tactics. Cawdor Tier List Maker. You could find it. Make your own. Post it to our Discord, which is linked below if you want to chat to us on Discord. Otherwise, we will see you with the next Necromundown.
Bye.